Robert Heffernan with EndoTech. Hold on a second. We got an echo. Got an echo chamber going here. Whoa! Contributor to the Pareto Network and EndoTech subscribers. This is Blockchain Vitals. It's our daily show talking cryptocurrencies, blockchain assets. I'm a master endotechnician firmly in the matrix when talking cryptos. Before I forget, please follow us on Twitter at endotech_IO and at HFR from the floor. Direct any questions, points of rebuttal there, and we will do our best to answer. And please do. Doing the rounds, I do it every day. It's my chance to talk about things in the headlines in this asset class. What I'm seeing, and you know, a very refreshing article today. Let me bring up the headline. This is from News BTC, and the headline is why Craig Wright, a la Bitcoin SV, and Calvin Ayre are claiming Bitcoin is headed to zero. You know, I usually can find an article every day that's claiming Bitcoin is heading to zero. But I love this article because, and how about this? The reporter just gives us you know, it's reporting the story, but it's by Rick D. Is that his stage name? Well, he doesn't want his full name out there. Correctly, I will say, in my estimation, very correctly points out that it doesn't matter what Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre think. They can think that Bitcoin SV is a much better, more adoptable cryptocurrency than Bitcoin is, and that Bitcoin's going to zero because at the end of the day, sooner or later, people are going to understand this, adopt this, and use Bitcoin SV as a superior mode of transacting and, you know, whatever you want to talk about. At the end of the day, your opinion doesn't mean a thing because the market's going to decide this. All right, and and that's the end of the story. Involved with Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin SV, and you can be thinking that, man, I'm going to sell Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin SV because that's the way this thing's going to play out. And you can become a multimillionaire from it, or they can carry you to the poorhouse. The point is that the opinion doesn't matter. It's got to be borne out in the charts, right? The charts have to agree with you. The adoption has to actually take place. People, and the way you know that and the way the price action works bears that out. The market tells it, not some dude's opinion of what's going to happen. The market gets to decide, all right? I'll never forget when the CME went public and the price that and the valuation of the CME when it went public, and one particular trader, and this guy lost trading, but he lost so much money shorting the CME and being long the rest of the stock market, being long the S&P, short the CME, because he just didn't think the market cap could ever materialize for the CME. And the CME just, went from $7 to $500 or something. He got completely demolished on this trade and wouldn't give it up, that everybody was wrong. Well, no, the market's never wrong. And when you trade with that type of mentality, you're going to go to the poorhouse sooner or later. They will the market will collect their bill sooner or later if you're that pig-headed about it. All right, enough of that. The market gets to decide, right? The market wins. The second headline that I think you have to pay attention to, and let me get it, ready to lift off. Fidelity's Bitcoin custody service is just a few weeks away from launch. And we have talked, and I know I've talked to you about how my thought is that the people that are willing to short this, I think, are feeling the pressure of how much are they going to really make on the short side versus what is the risk towards the upside. And the reason why that's important is because I think there's a lot of money on the sidelines that is wanting to get into this space, but does not want to deal with the custody situation. And when a name like Fidelity comes into the marketplace, and it's like when the Wild West was being established in the gold rush. If you could put your money in Fort Knox, I mean, what a great way to mine for gold and then have it be safe. And I kind of feel like that is what Fidelity's custody offering brings to the market, is people can buy a giant stake, and a giant, depending on how big the fund is, or how, you're talking 10 million, 50, 100, whatever it is, whatever that number is, and they just want to buy and hold. And they actually think at this price point, they believe in the technology. If you look at the chart, I mean, right now we only have 2 days left to take out December's low. And if we don't take it out, again, we got a rounding situation here in Bitcoin. I'll talk more about that in the vital section. But the value proposition of Bitcoin, if you can buy them here going to zero versus the short guy that's going to short them here, and where do you get out? And does it go back to 6,000, 8,000? When are you wrong on the short side of this thing? When you're long, when you're wrong. It's going to zero, like Craig Wright says, right? But that's the most you can lose. Anyway, I just think that this the Fidelity Bitcoin custody thing, in the next days, weeks, and months, after this thing launches, the weeks after it, you're going to see institutional people that want to play and do not want to have the custody situation be their problem. So that's my thought on that. At the end of the day, though, it's still all about the price action. So let's talk about the price action. Taking the vitals. That blockchain vital sheet is your daily fingertip to rationality, right? It's your fingertip to the actionable information that the market is showing you. This week, covering Dash, and fairly sideways as we go now for the last couple of days. After they made the leg down Sunday, Dash actually put in a fairly good doji in the Monday trading session. And now, again, this is like rewind and play for me, all right? This is rewind and play, because I think these weekly lower momentum level for this week, I'll say it again, 63.86 in Dash, need to retake these lower momentum levels on the weekly for me to want to paint the picture of much lower trading. Now, they're not, obviously, they don't look strong here because they're in lower momentum on the daily, third day in a row now. But until they can close, and spend some time below that weekly lower momentum level at 63.86 in Dash, I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to demolish this thing. Very interesting other news article that I didn't talk about was how there's been some verification that the Venezuelan petro currency, at least it's working, and as you can find it in a wallet, you can track transactions, supposedly. But the more information that people dig on this, it looks like it is an exact rip-off replica of Dash. So if you're sitting in Venezuela, why would you want to own the ripped off copy of Dash? Why not just own Dash? At some point, you can't say that the government is very trustworthy. So why would you trust the petro? Have about as much trust in the petro as you had in the bolivar. All right. Anyway, so Dash again. They put in a doji day on Monday, a hammer doji. They didn't really make a kind of a double bottom. So not a lot of volume, not a lot of follow through here. And I just, I wouldn't want to be caught short these things unless we can get some extended price action down and get below 63.86. There, I'm not gonna say the level again. 63.86 in Dash. You need to penetrate at build time and volume and close the week, especially below it, for me to think that Dash is going to make another major leg down. All right, listen, I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube crowd. You need to be an EndoTech subscriber to have all of the actionable trading content of this broadcast. So please subscribe at EndoTech. See you later, YouTube.